I'm Oliver Hartwig and I'm the Executive Director of the New Zealand Initiative. I was here from the beginning when we set it up in 2012, and I'm responsible for the overall management and setting the direction of the initiative. Well, we are a business-funded think tank, but the members do not influence what we say. I consult with members, I ask them what they're interested in, but I always say, leave your own company's interests out of the door when you answer that question, because what I really want to find out are what are the biggest issues for the country in the long run. What you hear from members are exactly the issues that you would probably hear from any other New Zealander. So members are concerned about the affordability of our housing market. They are concerned about the quality of the education system. We invite people from across the spectrum to engage with us in our research, and we always put out our publications for wide peer review. So really, I think we are an independent organization. We're delivering stuff that sometimes even our members don't agree with. But we think it's really important to promote these debates for the interest of the country. What I'm keen to deliver is a different government setup for the country, because I think New Zealand is way too centralized and we should decentralize decision making from central government to communities. Typically, when you start talking about decentralization, people say, well, actually, have you ever talked to a mayor in this country? Do you know any councillors? And you want to give these people more power and money? The problem is actually in this country we have 91% of all government taxation going straight to central government here in Wellington, and only 9% stays with local government. And then we expect local government to perform brilliantly even though there's nothing in it for them. So I think we have to change the rules of the game rather than to blame the players for poor outcomes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Crampton. I'm Chief Economist with the New Zealand Initiative. I have to be available to broadly comment over areas of economic policy, which is broader than you'd think. Economics isn't just about monetary policy and interest rates, but it's kind of anything that affects human choice, right? Subject to constraints. So regulation, tax and subsidy, there's a very broad remit. I do some of my own work, so I'm currently working on freshwater management and opportunities for improving environmental quality through cap and trade systems. That's what I'm working on, but I also provide a bit of help to the others in their work when they need to talk to an economist.
I'm Bri Lipson and I'm a research fellow working on education at the New Zealand Initiative. My most recent report was on NCA, which is New Zealand's National Certificate of Education Achievement, and the next report will be on New Zealand's curriculum. So education is such an important area for us to do research in. Obviously, education is essential to maximising human potential and flourishing. It's essential for New Zealand's ongoing productivity and competitiveness internationally. It's actually a bit of an ideological battleground. There's a proliferation of theories and ideas amongst educators, so we're really keen to ensure there's rigorous debate and open conversations, and that as much as possible we're using evidence to inform what we do in education.
Hi, my name is Joel Hernandez. I'm one of the newest members here. I am specifically the data guy here at work, so I work in the Integrated Data Infrastructure, or IDI. It's basically New Zealand's largest research database. I'm specifically looking at secondary schools in New Zealand. With my research, you'll be able to look into the black box of schools and see which schools are effective and looking at which schools are not effective.
So everybody complains about league tables and the like in ranking schools, and rightly so. Different schools serve very different communities, so if you're going to try and benchmark them by saying, well, this one sends 90% of its kids to universities and that one only sends 5% of its kids to universities, therefore the first one is better, well, that's kind of nonsense. They all serve very different communities. What you need to have instead is a measure that accounts for all of the circumstances that the schools face. So Joel right now is in the data lab for us. He's matched together data on parents' education, parents' income, incarceration records, child, youth, and family notifications, benefit uptake, anything that's ever really come up as something that makes it harder for one school to help kids to achieve their potential. We can adjust for that statistically in the data lab and then see which schools do the best job in getting students up to their full potential, rather than just punishing schools for not reaching a benchmark that would be pretty tough for them to achieve, or rewarding schools that could have leaped that hurdle regardless because they're serving fairly privileged communities.
If you're a believer in good education, in affordable housing, in a decent healthcare system, are you a left-winger or a right-winger? I think everybody believes in the same stuff. The matter is not whether it's left or right wing. The real question is, does it work or doesn't it work? We're there to provoke. We're there to inject ideas into debates that otherwise you wouldn't get. We have, unfortunately, a situation where the media don't play that role anymore. So what you need is disruptors. You need organizations like us to develop the ideas that otherwise you would never ever get again from either journalists or the media or government bureaucracies. And that's why we're there.
Awesome, I think